awesome day. Welcome back to another episode of How to Negotiate Contracts. As you can see, I'm getting a little better, so you don't have to stare at my closet door or my random artwork in the background. And you can see our beautiful logo here. Your way, earn, learn, and travel, baby. That's what we're all about, and that's what we're talking about today. We're going to talk about what is negotiable on a contract. We've kind of talked about, making sure you can read your contract, make sure you read your contract. We've kind of talked about bill rate and, how the pay works and, those types of things. So we're just going to make a list of things that are negotiable. And then as I'm doing this, things are, popping up in my brain. And so I'm trying to make each video better and build off of each other so it gets easier and more simple. So first few things that are negotiable on the contract, obviously dates. Start dates, end dates, how long, how many weeks are in a contract, that's negotiable. What pay, hourly versus stipend. I'm actually going to show you an example of that in this video, and we'll talk about, what questions to ask in a different video, but why you can negotiate your hourly rate and your stipend rate and move them up and down on the meter. I'll give you an example of that here in a second. And the floating, this is a big topic for a lot of people. I know there's some ICU nurses out there that hate going to the floor. They like there's two, intubated and sedated, baby. I get it. But a lot of times in contracts, if you're not needed in the ICU, instead of getting called off and getting your stipend taken away, it's better off going to a PCU floor or a med-surg tele floor. It is what it is. Most contracts, you're going to have to do that. There are certain circumstances where you can negotiate no floating. But not super likely. There is one thing that you can definitely negotiate is hospitals, like working at multiple hospitals. I'm not a big fan of, going to different hospitals. As a traveler, it's already difficult enough, to make that adjustment for one hospital. But, week one into your contract, you're going to a new hospital and doing the whole same thing over again. But I know that's how we are. That's who we are. But that's sometimes written into the contract, and you can negotiate that out, especially if you want to be in a certain area or if your housing's in that certain area, or that's where the housing you're looking for is in that certain area. So I pretty much negotiate that out of the contract. I like going to one hospital, and if I want to experience another hospital, I'll just take it on a contract in the same area. Like I said, hours, make sure you got the right shift. That is a big deal. Some of y'all don't know how to do night shift. Some of y'all don't know how to do day shift. And I've done both. I do both. And it's two totally different worlds. And I appreciate both. I love the 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. time period on night shift. You all know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. When on day shift, there's none of that. Not a whole lot. Maybe from 5 to 6 before shift change, once all med passes are done and discharge are mostly done. But discharge happen at 7 o'clock or at shift change too. So I appreciate what day shift does, and then we fill them back up at night with all the admissions, right? So I appreciate both of those, respect both of those. It is neither one of them is better than the other. Neither one of them is easier than the other. They're just different. They just are. You sacrifice on night shift. The sleep schedule, being a normal person. You sleep when everybody else is awake, and you're awake when everybody else is sleeping. So I get that. And, same with the day shift. Well, day shift's tough in the regard, especially in the winter time when the sun doesn't come up until you get to work, and the sun goes down before you get out of work. So you don't get a lot of sunlight. So, give and take. So just make sure you have the correct shift in the contract. I know right now there's a lot of currently, in the third, fourth quarter of 2022, there's a lot of, you got to give and take. You got to kind of get in where you fit in. You know what I mean? Along with hours shift, you can also negotiate guaranteed pay. That'll be in the example I show you here in a second as well. If you're going to take days off, if you need days off for certain events that I know for us travelers, it's kind of hard to plan in advance, because we never know where we're going to be. But if you got like a wedding or, a nephew or sister's birthday or something like that, you have to negotiate that prior to signing, so you make sure you get it off. Because I'll be the first one to tell you, the managers do their best, but it's not always guaranteed. And if it's not in the contract, just like when it comes to charting, if you don't chart it, it didn't get done. If it didn't get in the contract, you can't get it guaranteed. So if you need time off for birthdays, and holidays are tough. Where we fill the spots, especially in the wintertime. In the South, I'm in Arizona right now. Holidays are tough to get off because there's a lot of winter visitors down here. Y'all up in the north call them snowbirds. We call them winter visitors because they leave in May, and everything else slows down. Let me see here. What else I got on here? I'm just looking at my list. Make sure you got the correct unit. I've been on a contract where I signed as a PCU and they thought it was OBS, and I was like, no. I am not. Oh, for all of you that like OBS, God bless you, because observation units are a freaking nightmare to me. You'll see 11 or 12 patients in 12 hours. It's wild what goes on an observation unit. I've seen med-surg tele people get put on PCU. So if you're not comfortable with, doing that intermediate level of care, make sure that you let those people know. We don't want to, we're doing this for some money, right? I get that, but we're also doing this for the people that we're helping. We're not in this travel biz, or if we are for the money, well, you better make sure you're doing right by the people that you're taking care of. Because if you're taking care of my grandma and you don't give a crap about my grandma and you're just here for the money, I'll find out and I'll come find you. Just letting you know. And they will too. So just keep the lives safe. That's what we're here for. We're here to take care of people, make sure they get discharged. And if they choose not to get discharged because they go on palliative or hospice, well, God bless them. We'll just, give them all the morphine they can handle. Let's see here. Bonuses, sometimes they have completion bonuses. Sometimes they have retention bonuses, for completing your contract. A lot of times there is a travel reimbursement. If that's not in there, you can definitely ask for that, because, when you're first taking your first contract or you're on your second or third, it costs, several $100s to get to where you're going. Some people ship their cars, which is wild, because I find that the journey is part of the fun, right? Driving down there, making some random stops along the way. But gas, especially now, isn't cheap. Housing isn't cheap, finding a place to stay. And a lot of times we get there a week before, so we kind of know the area. I know I've slid in, day of start, you know what I mean? So I get that too. But yeah, those are things that you can ask for bonus wise. Let's see here. What else do I got? Some other things. Oh, when it comes to negotiating your contracts and extensions, that's where your real power is. Sometimes in the first part of like you sign your contract, some of the things are pretty tough to get, right? Just because they don't know you, they don't know your credibility. They've been burned by travel nurses before, travel professionals before. I've been at hospitals like that where travel nurses come in and they just call off. They give us all a bad name, and if that's one of you, well, then get out of here. We don't want nothing to do with you. We're here to make a good name for ourselves. We're here to work hard, take care of our patients, and do the right thing for the right people. But you have a lot of power in the extension period. And so when it comes to negotiating, additional time off and other like completion bonuses, retention bonuses, block scheduling, that type of stuff, that's another thing that you can ask for. Very hard to get right now. As far as I'm concerned, I haven't seen a whole lot of it in the contracts. You can negotiate that with your manager, on the phone call or when you get there. First couple of weeks are always kind of a crapshoot because they are just filling spaces. And then once they learn what you like for a schedule, some managers are super cool and will streamline you. Like the first 3 weeks of this contract that I'm on, it was hodgepodge, they just fit me in wherever they had holes. And I'm going into the next like 4 weeks where I'm Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I asked for block days. I was like, I don't care what days are blocked. It could be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It could be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It could be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't care. I like my days blocked. So you pick the block and let's rock it out. I prefer to 3 on, 4 off. And so I got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, because that's where their holes are the next few weeks. That might not hold up for the rest of the contract, but it's something that we come to terms on. And, I'm a pretty straight shooter. I like communicating with my bosses too. So I make sure that they know what's going on. And, I see most of them in the morning, every morning. And so It's all about communication and, you know, making sure the better worker you are, the more reliable you are, the more you're probably going to get when it comes to the things that you want in your contract. If you're coming in with your nose up in the air and like, this place is going to be shit and I'm going to have a terrible contract, you're probably going to have a terrible contract because nobody wants to work with a negative person. So if you're negative, you need to switch it up on the positive because that'll make negotiating and asking for things a whole hell of a lot easier. I promise you. I promise you. I've seen, you know, two people, me being a very positive, optimistic type person, and someone else, same contract, just have a horrible 13 weeks because of their mentality, because their unwillingness to communicate and, you know, be a part of the team. My goal when I get somewhere is to, nobody knows that I'm a traveler. They're like, oh, you're a new hire? Yeah, I'm a new grad. A lot of people ask, you're a new grad? No, I've been a nurse for 10 years, but they're like, oh, you fit in right in. I thought you were staff. Yeah, that's how I want to be. That's how you should want to be. So those are the things that are negotiable. On the next video, I'm going to talk about what questions you ask because maybe one video, two more videos, I'm actually going to go over how to negotiate a contract. But I'm setting all of this up so that you know what to do because there's a lot of steps. Like you're going to have the interview with the manager and then you're going to get a contract submission. But even before that, you kind of know where you're going to be sitting at financially because most of the time the recruiters either hit you up with a text, send you an email, or you catch it on a Facebook post, Instagram post, something like that. And you know what your rate is, or you know what your, you know, monthly or weekly is going to be. And so that plus the right questions when you're interviewing with your manager, plus knowing how to negotiate a contract and what's on a contract by reading it, last video, you are going to set yourself up as a travel professional to be able to travel like you want to as a travel professional. So a lot of us are flying blind, and that's why I'm making all these videos so you guys don't have to fly blind and feel like you're getting taken advantage of or abused on these assignments, because when you sign that contract, you're not being abused, you're signing up for what you're signing up for. And if you're unwilling to educate yourself and prepare yourself for what's about to happen, that's why you feel like you're abused and you're not compensated fairly and all those types of things. And so I'm just trying to be preemptive, proactive about making sure you understand all of the pieces that come together, and so that you can feel like you're ready to take this on. Because I know it feels complicated, it feels overwhelming, but it's really not. It's pretty simple. And you know, it's like if you bring in the right mindset, if you bring in the right expectations, then you're gonna have much better time traveling, and you're not gonna hate nursing so much. Trust me, I used to hate nursing. I've been a nurse for, you know, like I said, since 2012, and the first 3 were great. The next 4 sucked. I hated it. I was traveling that whole time, and I was just trying to get my juices reinvigorated, and I just really didn't like what I was doing anymore. And that's because I had a bad attitude. And since I've changed my attitude, and since this has kind of come into my like seeing this and people needing this, it's reinvigorated me about travel nursing. I'm excited to be a travel nurse again, and I'm excited to help you maximize and optimize your experiences and income as a travel nurse. So if this series, if these videos, if all this stuff is adding value to you, please like and subscribe this channel. We're super excited to be here helping you guys do this. But to help us keep helping you, we need you to like and subscribe, and make sure that you know that the next video is coming on, because the next video will be uploaded next day or two. And so we're just, like I said, super excited to help you maximize your journey, because once you figure out that it's not so bad and you really can enjoy this and have a lot of fun, yeah, you just have more joy in your life, you have less stress in your life, and there will be at some point in the future, you know, money talk and how to make more money and how to maximize money and, you know, where to invest money and those types of things. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm gonna show you what works for us and works for, you know, makes us have the ability to take like 6-7 months off every year. Some people can't do that. Well, it's probably because you're not doing money right, and there's a right way to do money. And so again, please like and subscribe, and hope you have an amazing day. We will see you next time. God bless. Oh, wait, I almost forgot. I got to show you that example. Let me get her pulled up. Don't let me forget stuff, guys. Call me out. That's all right. If there's something that you're not seeing that you'd like to see while I'm getting this all pulled up, let us know. Let us know. All right, let me get my video back up here. We only know if you let us know. So comment below, you know, there's going to be some links down below that's going to direct you to our Facebook group. This, it'll be like a link tree or a beacon's link, and it's going to take you to our Facebook group, our website with all of the internal contracts that are submitted so far. There's, you know, some big travel pools like Banner has I work for Banner, and it's just the most top of my brain thing. I'm not promoting Banner. I'm not either here or there on Banner. It's just I work for Banner right now through ProLink. Not shouting at any agencies. I'm just being transparent. But Banner has a Banner staffing services and internal travel pool, those types of things. And that's all on that website. We're working on that website. So please give us a little grace. It works much better on a laptop or a desktop. The mobile's a little sketch, like I said, but we're working on it. We're doing our best. You know, we're here. So I'm going to share my screen. Where is it? Desktop. Oh boy, what are you going to see when I do this? Boom. Okay. So right here on the left, you're going to see the original contract. And you're going to see the pay rate, $62 an hour. You're going to see the overtime rate, the weekly per diem for lodging, weekly per diem for meals. I'm just going to keep this one super simple. I'm going to go into why and how we get this information and how we optimize this when it comes to making this happen. So my first negotiation, I want guaranteed hours, because if you're going to call me off, you're going to pay me. That's not my fault. You're calling me off. You hire me to work and you're going to tell me you don't need me to work. Nah, not going to work. It costs a lot of money to move across the country and do what we do. So get guaranteed hours if you can. We got pre-approved time off right here. And then again, these are things that you can negotiate, right? So here's what I did. For this particular contract, when I had a conversation with the manager, they told me there wasn't going to be any opportunity for overtime. Very little, if none, mostly none. And so what I did, as you can see, $62 an hour versus $59 an hour. Why would I take a cut in pay? Well, because I got to increase my per diems significantly. My pay package stayed the same. My gross was the same, but I paid less taxes. But I also didn't lowball this and go down to $10 an hour, which could have red flagged the IRS, and it might very well be illegal. I'm not sure if it's illegal, but you got to be fairly compensated for the area. And so you can negotiate that. So that brought down my base rate. That brought down my overtime rate. But that's okay, because I know, based off the questions that I asked, what to expect. So I knew, you know what, if I can get my hourly rate down and my stipends up, I can increase my pay, my take home every week, because I'm paying less taxes on this money and less tax. I don't pay taxes on this money. I pay less taxes because my hourly rate's less. So that's just an example of the types of things that we're going to go over when it comes to asking the right questions. And that'll be in the next video. So again, thank you for your time. Hope you have an awesome day. Like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.